Today is day number 6 of building my own tower defense game on Roblox. If you missed day 5, we got our mouse working in the game so it actually interacts with the world. As you guys can see here, we're following along Gnomeco's videos. He basically told us to turn the world red. That's what we're able to do now, so that's pretty cool. We got that working. Today, we're going to finish up the tower placements and get UI and all that good stuff so we could hopefully, by the end of this episode, be able to actually place down our troops to be able to take out the enemies. So let's see what we could do today. Stick around for the struggles of me making my own game, and it's should be a pretty interesting episode today, guys. So let's finish day 6, hopefully successfully, and then we'll move on to our first week, which will be day 7 tomorrow. I don't know what the episode's going to be tomorrow, but hopefully it'll be an interesting one. But if you guys are new here, hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future episodes of me building this game from scratch. So that way when we're actually playing it in the future, you guys will see all the hard struggles we went through of actually making this epic game. All right, with that being said, let's jump into it. All right, guys, so we're doing this at a very basic level right now, but we added in some GUI here. So it's just like this little spawn button basically for our, single operator that we have right now. And when we actually do use it, we do have it working. We moved our game controller into the GUI folder here, and it's now under that, and we also have the button there too within the game GUI, so that's pretty good. Then we updated some stuff. We added some new functions and whatnot here. It's this one right here basically to add the tower, and then we have this one right here that basically makes the button actually activate when you click it. So if we go into the game now and we test this, let's see if it actually works. So here we go, and boom. Now, it does work, but obviously in a tower defense game, we both know that you're supposed to be actually able to place it where you want. So that doesn't work right now. It's kind of just at like a predefined spot because that's where I had it within the game. Originally, if you guys remember, go back, a minute in the video, you'll see that I had one right there. So I basically moved that guy on over into replicated storage here. So we have him right here. And then when I actually spawn him into the game, theoretically, he's going to go into the towers folder here. So, if I deleted him and then we click it again, you'll see, boom, he goes right back to that same spot, and I can't move him. But we're going to fix that later on in this video to hopefully, once again, we're following along Gnomeco's video here in his guide. Hopefully, we're going to be able to, place him wherever the heck we want him. And then later on, even after that, obviously, we're going to have more than one unit that we're going to have in the game. So it's a little hard-coded right now. If you guys go in here and take a look, you'll see that we're only able to place this one dude. So eventually, I'm sure there's going to be a way to actually, figure that out. Once again, I'm not much of a pro at all at this, so we're just going to go follow along and do what he does and learn as we go. So let's see what we got to do next to make this system work even better. All right, my friends, so we did make some changes to our code here in the game controller. We have definitely made some different changes in this little thing right here. And that is because, well, one, we got rid of, if you guys remember when we were actually in the game, when I was clicking around, it would turn everything red. We got rid of that because that was just there to test stuff out apparently. So obviously we don't really need that in a tower defense game. Maybe it'll be a fun little option in the future. I remember in TTD, there was that little paint option. I know some people like that. Even me, I was having some fun with that. Changing the color of the map, whatnot, why not, right? But hey, anyways, we did some other stuff in here too. So we set up all of this stuff right here, and now we're gonna go ahead and test it out. Oh, we also did one other thing as well. I remember up here we had this as a little local variable type thing going on. We actually removed the local there and we added the whole variable up to the top, which is now this one. So remember, we just had part and then that equaled nil. Well, now we have the tower to spawn up here, and then that's going to be very important towards down this thing down here. So that's all good. Let's go ahead into the game now and test out, see what the heck happens. So we're in here. Remember, if I click this before, it would just spawn right there, and it would just be a set spawn. But now, let's see what happens. So now, well, that doesn't seem right. What in the world is going on with that, guys? What is happening? Well, hey, listen. At least it's set to my mouse. That's something. Did I do something wrong? I have no idea. We're going to have to watch more of the video, but it's doing something. Because here, listen to me what I have to say, right? In a normal tower defense game, we would click what, unit we want, and then we'd have the option to place it, right? We get to, move them all around the map, and at least we're able to move them all around the map. So that's a step forward in the right direction, possibly, but we're definitely going to have to figure out what's going on and why he's, teleporting to my face here. So let's figure that out, and hopefully we can get this working properly. Alrighty, guys, so it's been a couple of days since I actually worked on this game. It was the weekend, so I just taken some days off, and now we're back, and we made some progress on the game. Luckily for us, if we click play here now, we actually fixed that issue where the part was well, not the part, but the tower was teleporting to our face. that's all good now, and we add this little force field effect, so just kind of like, you know, before you actually place the tower down. We're probably going to remove this because I know in like TTD they don't really do this. I don't know, it's just for some sort of effect. It's just a simple line of the code right here. Easily get rid of that, and that you know, whole thing will be gone. So not too big of a deal, but we got this working now. Obviously our next step here is going to actually be able to place, because if you can hear me clicking right now, well, it ain't doing nothing. So let's figure this out, and let's try to click and place the tower exactly where we want. Hopefully we'll be able to do that next, coming up right now. All right, guys, so we made some big changes here, added some new things, and hopefully we'll be able to place down our units now and actually have them attack the enemies. So with that being said, we added in this nice little module script, I believe it's called, under the main thing here. And, you know, it's kind of pretty much the same thing as we had for the mob one, as you guys can see here. This is our mob one, and then this is going to be our script for the towers. And in here, we're kind of doing the same thing we did before too, with having the object not like collide, I guess, with like the characters and stuff. So that's important. We have that right here. We also connected it to the other stuff, which is very important because otherwise it wouldn't really know what to do or when to activate. So that's good. That's why we added this in right here, I believe. And on top of that, that's pretty much all we did. We just had to change a lot of names in here. It kind of took a while, but it was mainly just kind of a copy and paste type thing going on. Other than that, I guess we'll hop into the game and we'll see if it all works. So once again, also we went up here and, or sorry, in the main script. Make sure if you guys are following along, probably don't follow along to my video here, but if you are, for some crazy reason, and you're just trying to copy and paste from me, make sure you go to the main script and add in this require right here for the tower, because otherwise the whole thing won't work at all. So with that being said, though, let's hop into the game and we'll see now if we can actually place down our towers. So once again, base form. Second of all, remember, don't take too much advice from me because I don't know what I'm doing. We're learning as we go along with you guys. But anyways, right here, the M1911 operator, click it. And okay, so this is where we were before, right? And look at, this isn't colliding with us. Now the camera's a little goofy. I'm sure there's going to be a thing we have fixed for that later on. But anyways, let's put down our tower. Boom! It actually works, guys. No way. And we're attacking the enemies. That's crazy. Now, I don't know why these guys don't have, like, helmets or hats on. I'll have to tell the guy that was doing the models. Shout out to Pretzel. Maybe he could get a helmet or something on those guys right there. But anyways, these towers are really OP right now, just so y'all know. I'm just going to put that out there. The balancing is not correct right now. That's something that'll come later on in the video or series, you know, whatever. But for right now, you guys can see it's all working. I really want the tank to have like an explosion animation too. That'd be pretty neat. But anyways, guys, we have the towers placed. And I mean, at the base level, this is a functioning tower defense game now, outside of having a lobby, actually spawning into the game and actually having an end game and rewards and stuff. This is working. This is crazy. Yo, I mean, yeah, we're having some bugs here and there, and I'm having to retype some things, but man, we are making some good progress on this game, guys. I hope y'all are excited to play. If you guys are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button, you know, drop a like in the video. Hopefully this video series will get recommended to a bunch of people, and then we'll have a whole community playing this World War Tower Defense type game. It's going to be lots of fun. I hope you guys are excited for it. Join the Crazy Club Studios group or community on Roblox, and that is where you will find the game eventually once it's fully ready. But hey guys, day by day, we're going to keep on grinding. Now, I do think there's a couple minutes left of his video, so we'll see what else we're going to be adding or fixing here. So let's get to it. All right, so my friends, we did some other really, really good stuff here. If we go in to play the game, I just want to show you guys. We're not going to just waste any time here. Basically, we set it up so certain areas of the map can have, you know, allies or towers, and others can't. So, for example, most tower defense games, I think, if all, probably that are coded correctly at least, you cannot place things on the track. So here we go, trying to click, you know, here we go, clicking. You guys hopefully could hear that. And it's red because it's showing you that you cannot place on there. Now, if, for example, we, you know, want to put it on the grass like normal, boom, it lets us. And now other things that you wouldn't be able to place on is the mountain, you know, in the trees, you know, on the bases or whatever, stuff like that. Now, back here, there's going to be a little bit of an issue. It's something that we're definitely going to have to figure out as we go on and on and on or whatever. But, you know, you can't place it back here, which is a good thing. Actually, 100%, that's a good thing. But you could place it on the water. And let me tell you why you're going to be able to place it on the water, and something that is going to probably have to be hard-coded in or something like that. But, like, these type of units, like the water, like, you know, this guy, he probably shouldn't be on the water, right? It's meant for boats. So I'm going to have to kind of go into the script somewhere, somehow, some way, because like we have it set up. I think it's in this game controller. Basically in here I think we did something. Hold on, I'm trying to look. Oh, I know. So in the workplace, we have this in the boot camp. This is like the map, the first map at least. We have this new area called tower areas. So in here, this is where you could actually place down certain things, like, you know, your items. But like I said before, you know, the water's in here. That's because I want to have boats sometime down the road, right? So like we got to have a boat, we got to place it in the water. It's got to have to be some sort of if else type thing going on with that. I don't know, you know, we're probably not going to get into that with Gnome Code's like style of, you know, series here, because I don't think his game's going to do that. I'm sure it's not impossible. Everything's possible on Roblox. That's a good thing to know. We'll figure it out eventually, but for right now, that's just going to be something that we have to deal with, and obviously that doesn't make much sense right now. And then like vice versa, if you have a boat, theoretically right now, you would be able to place that pretty much anywhere. And I also have this floating piece of grass right here, so we should be able to put a guy up here. That'll be for like the snipers. You know, if you guys played the old style games, you have to put snipers up high so they have good visuals, and then they'll be able to cover a lot of the map. So right now, because that's just a floating piece of grass, let's try to potentially copy this. Let's see, duplicate it, I guess. And what we'll do is we'll go over here and let's try to turn this into like dirt. So we need to find a nice brownish type texture, I guess, or something, whatever. Let's see, pick screen color. We could actually pick a screen color. We could go like that, actually. And now what we're going to want to do is scale it properly. So just make it a little bit smaller. Here, I'll go above it so we could see that's exactly what's going on here. But we'll make it a little bit smaller on every edge, just like that. And then we're going to scale it downwards until we hit the ground. Hopefully it'll let me do that. For some reason, it's actually not letting me do that. I don't know why. That's kind of weird. But we'll go like this. It's actually like... Okay, there we go. Now it should let me scale it downwards. No, it's not. Why is it? That's weird, guys. It won't let me scale it, like, down. Isn't that not weird? Is it me or is that weird? I don't know. I feel like that's really, really weird. I've never seen that as an issue before. Okay, I could scale it up. I don't have an answer for that one, guys. I don't have an answer for that one, boys. But it's working. Oh, now I'm able to scale it down. I don't know, guys. That was weird. But anyways, hey, we got it, and we have a nice little texture on that. It looks fine if you ask me. We made it the same color as the mountain, so that's good. And that's pretty cool. We could do more of those type of things too. Like, for example, we can maybe like group these two things together. So like, oops, not that, but these two, we could, let's see here, group as model, I guess. I hope that would work. Let's just test that real quick and make sure that still works, because then I could copy and paste that a bunch of times. So that, actually, see, that does not work right there. That does not work, guys. But that's okay, because we could ungroup it. We could copy and paste it for now or something. But then we would have to go in and actually do that. I wonder why that doesn't work, though. I wonder why that doesn't... Oh, is it because it's a base part? I think that might be why. I wonder in the code if we could check for, like, why we wouldn't be able to place it there. So add if object is a base part. I wonder if we could put, like, or model. I wonder. I don't know, guys. We try. I don't know if we could do that. I'm gonna just take a stab at this, and we're gonna try our own thing here. Let's just see if that would work. It might just completely break the game. That's fine if it does. We could fix that, no problem. That doesn't work though. Okay, well, no problem. Let's just get rid of that so we don't screw anything else up in the future. We'll just go like that, and I guess we'll go back to the game. We'll ungroup this real quick. I don't know. I figured that would work, but you know, nothing could be easy in Roblox development now, can it, guys? Absolutely not. But anyways, we could duplicate that just like this. It's not a big deal, as you guys can see here. We could... The scaling is an issue, though. I don't know what's going on with the scaling here. Like, see, it works sometimes. Other times, it's just not working. Super, super weird, guys. It's like if they're colliding, you just cannot scale properly. And it's like colliding weirdly with the map there, which is super, super strange. Yeah, I cannot... I guess what we'll have to do is this right here can collide. So does that fix the issue now? And can touch maybe? See, that might be a problem. No, we can't do that, guys, because then it'll be a problem when it comes to the actual game, wouldn't it? Like, that would be like because like I want my character to actually jump up on there. Otherwise, that would be kind of stupid if you ask me. So I'm just trying to figure this out. You know, it's not the end of the world if we can't get it exactly the way I want it, but I mean, that is kind of annoying. And especially because like I'm trying to rotate it and then now it's just like you know, I'm clicking this button for a reason. Like go into the wall. Like, well, come on, man. Why not? Why are we not working right now? Why are we doing me like this right now? Come on, game. Just work. All right, guys, so my OBS actually crashed right there mid-recording that section. Basically, I just kept trying to do this and adding more and more hills. It wasn't working, let's just put it that way. So we'll figure that all out later. It's not that big of a deal right now. What does matter is that our placement works. The red, you know, like the non-placement areas work as well. So we can't place anywhere in here. You can't place, like I said, outside the map or on the mountains or the trees or on the, you know, base part, like, you know, whatever these bases, I guess you would call them, just military bases, whatever. You can't place there, but you could place on top of the mountain. Now that is a problem though. You shouldn't really be able to place like that, and I guess they kind of fall down, so that's a little strange. But what we could do to fix that, that's not actually a big deal at all, because this part right here, which is the grass, we'll just move, and that's not even grass. We got to rename that to, let's just rename that to, I guess, mountain. Well, it's not really a mountain, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. What should we name that to? I mean, it kind of is, but rock, I guess. I don't know. We'll just name it as rock. That should be fine. But we'll just put that into like floor items here and just kind of call it a day. And now let's try that one more time and then just see if we can place it on there. So no, you can't. All right. So yeah, now we're good. Now we don't have to worry about them like falling off like that. But that's all working. That's all very, very good so far. So that's good. Now, the last thing I want to do, guys, I don't know if I mentioned it or if it got cut off before, but I want to try to get the rotations down. I think that Gnome Code's going to go into that. So we'll see if we can figure it out using his video. If not, we'll, you know, use some AI. But so far, everything in day number 6 is working properly. And let's finish the day up on a positive note here. Let's do it. All right, guys. So to get this rotation working, we did add a new variable here, which is just, you know, rotation equals 0 here. So that's fine and all. And then down here at the bottom, I believe we add this in right here. And this will help us, you know, be able to actually rotate the, you know, tower 45 degrees every single time. Now, in his video, he did 90. I know in Toilet Tower Defense, they did 45. So we're going to do 45 too. I just think that's better. You know, it gives you more options. And sometimes it'll let you guys kind of like get in an extra tower in places that you maybe wouldn't have been able to before. So 45 it is. That's what we're going to go with. And then we also added this in right down here. I believe it was this line right here. We basically just added this extra bit of code in right here, and that is actually going to allow us to actually make the turns, I believe. So with that being said, let's go ahead and try this out, make sure it works, and that's going to be it for today's video if it does. So moment of truth, guys. Now my question is this in the middle of the screen? Because I feel like it's not. I don't know. Am I crazy right now? I know I followed along exactly what he did, but I don't know. That just doesn't seem like it's in the middle of the screen. I'm just trying to like zoom out. No, that's definitely not in the middle of the screen. It's definitely not. But anyways, that doesn't matter for right now. That's probably going to be all changed because later on in the future, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, whatever. But for right now, let's see if this works. So once again, everything's working with this. We could hit R, and it does, in fact, work. Now, one problem that you guys could maybe see right here, you may be asking, why can I not place my guy right here? Well, there's actually the spawn right there, which is, you know, I don't know why we can't put it, you know, through the spawn. And also, I made it so the spawn can't collide, so I don't know why that's not working, guys. But what we could do is just maybe put the spawn back here somewhere, because you're not realistically going to be placing units back here, so that's fine and all. We'll do that later on. But yes, guys, the rotation is working properly, so place one like that, place one like that, you know, whatever. Boom, it's working, guys. Now, obviously, the towers are not turning and actually, like, you know, locking onto the enemies and attacking right now. There's no animation set up into the game yet, but that, I believe, is going to be Gnome Code's next video. I looked ahead and I kind of saw that that is going to be what we're going to be working on next, guys. So with that being said, this has been a truly exciting episode today. We got a lot done. I mean, we figured out towers pretty much entirely. We got them completely working. They're attacking, just not fully with the animations yet, but that's next video, like I said. But they are, you know, able to be placed, able to be rotated, all that good stuff. We even have it set up so they can't be placed in certain areas. I was kind of worried about that and how to do that, but luckily Gnome Code, shout out to him, he showed us how to do that pretty easily, and we were able to follow along without actually having to use any really AI this whole entire episode. So that's cool and all. But thank you guys if you made this fun in the video. Thank you for watching. Double check, triple check. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you guys have that bell notifications turned on to all so you get notified for the future episodes of this epic series on our journey to finish our TD game. So you guys can end up playing it. It's going to be a good, fun time. Hopefully everyone enjoys it. But with that being said, see you guys in the next episode. Adios.